My video from when I was outside, it cut off. So I'm back inside. And I was feeling at a point where I didn't even want to continue talking about this because I didn't realize that my video had cut off. But another thing I was thinking about was more so regarding the boys and so-called that I did. It's not that I didn't respect him because I definitely tried to. It's that I feel like he didn't respect himself, and so when somebody disrespecting themselves, they don't really hold themselves to a certain standard. They don't feel confident that their opinion or their suggestions and stuff matter. But um, I was getting ready to say I definitely did feel like I didn't trust him to like I didn't trust him, and I didn't really feel him on. Oh gosh, he's on my ear all this time. It's always something. I had to go get my Q-tips. But I didn't trust him or feel him on certain decisions that he either felt like he had to make or that he made. Like, I did just kind of, you know, go with certain things, go with the flow because I just didn't want to cause no. I don't know. It just dealing with him is a different type of dude. And this is the thing. I'm not even there, like, physically with him, and just to still be talking about him. No, and I'm not talking about the boys, so to speak, but it's just been a ride, honey. Every time I think about it, it's just been a roller coaster ride regarding him. And then, of course, just like, I don't want to say transitioning from my daughter's so-called dad to him, but I guess so. And so, yeah, I didn't trust him or feel him on none of the decisions he made. And even now, you know, what I'm experiencing now, that I feel like it's the result of him either making some certain phone call. I hate to even say him making phone calls and this happened, but because I don't be wanting to put him up on no pedestal or higher than of course what he think he is. But you know, in another type of sense, I guess that would be boss moves. But to me, because I've seen certain stuff from the beginning to where, you know, to how it got here, I'm like, no, y'all would, he can make it appear that he making boss moves, but really I did all that. But anyway, I'm not getting into that. I'm just like, I don't be trusting him to handle no business or do what he say he gonna do. And shit, I don't be trusting him to do what he say he ain't gonna do. You know, I don't know. I don't know where I'm trying to go with this. I just know I was still feeling the type of way, so I hop back on this camera. Um, and of course, I'm just still, mm, all I know is I'm just trusting God to just for a major move. Let's just say that a major move, and I'm just like, Lord, I just have to deal with whatever comes. I just feel like I think I just feel a type of way because I feel like I've already been this person who was cooperative. I don't want to be cooperative with certain set of people again That doesn't necessarily mean that I didn't still want to be cooperative. I just don't want to be cooperative with them people no more. Cause they just, it was foolishness, and it was definitely trying to bring me down to a certain place. And I can't mention this dream because I mentioned it before, where the dream like I had last week, where I was at a high place, and my daughter's so-called dad was trying to bring me down, but God allowed me to come down easily. And it's like, well, and then like I said, the place that I was at, I don't know if it was sturdy or unsturdy, but it was just seemed like still it was a dangerous place to be. So do you want to be at a dangerous high place, or do you want to be at a low, safe place? And do you want to thank God that when the person who was trying to bring you down, that God didn't allow you to just fall down and fall down and die and fall down and get hurt or whatever. It's so funny because the dream I had today, I was thinking about certain people, honey, just different people. I was thinking about what are they going to think of me and this, then the third. But even in the dream, honey, think about what certain people was going to think. And will I have to cross paths with this person? Will I have to turn to this person for anything? Oh, Lord. I just don't want to feel that no type of sorrow and stuff like that. No, not now. Shit, not ever, of course. But yeah, I'm just asking. I want to expect, but I'm definitely asking God for a major move. Mm, 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 mm. Try not to sit on here in silence, but after waking up from that dream and just not being able to talk about the details, I ended up looking at today's date, May the 16th. Like, what is the significance? Is there any type of significance? I mean, this is the day that the Lord has made. I'm gonna rejoice and be glad in it. I'm like, is there any other type of significance in this date, honey? And it probably, you know what, it probably is or could be going back to the years when I was dealing with my daughter's so-called dad, and I just don't remember anything like that. But who knows? I don't know. 'Cause I really did. I used to sit around them quite often. I used to sit around them and still just be on my own type of, I don't want to say agenda, but just still be on my own. Because I didn't want to sit around them. I wanted to, at that time sit around him. And now I don't. But I could just honestly say I would if I had to, if I need to. And I never thought that I would even come to that place or acknowledge that or say that, because baby, I don't, you just feel like I don't want to go back around nobody that I feel like I got away from and that I don't, but honey, I'm willing. I'm definitely willing. I'm willing. Hasiada sipo na hai koranda si shedala hai shakaya koranda si. Then that's another thing. You just don't want to be sitting around no dangerous. You don't want to be willingly sitting around dangerous people, you know, and or inviting them into your space or anything. I just don't. Like, man, take that shit on somewhere. Like I have been crying out like these are criminal minded people, and of course, they can try to corrupt me and pull me into a criminal mind state, and then but I'm gonna be the one looking the craziest because it's like you knew better. They might not have known better, or they may have, and they just knew how to, of course, play the game or whatever. And that's what just gets me. And that just helps me to say again, you got to be careful of who you tie yourself to and how. Of course, God is on the throne. God is in control. He see all. He know the end from the beginning. So he already knew who you would connect to, and that right there should give you a relief. But still going through the process because we are not him. We don't know the end from the beginning. Uh, if he's speaking to you and you know what I'm saying, and he telling you in some form or fashion, be obedient. Hear from him, listen. Oh Lord, I'm still feeling a little sleepy. I'm hungry. I feel hungry too, but feeling a little sleepy. I guess in like a nutshell, I'm just all this different way. I'm just like I want to wake up from. It's so crazy because I don't want to say a terrible nightmare, but it's still a nightmare to me. But because it's been a reality for it's trying to go on 2 years. It's been a reality that my daughter's been I say displaced, but physically out of my household. Um, and I was in there rearranging the room and stuff last night, and just letting the boys sleep in there, stuff like that. Um, and I did throw that up, but I feel like it's my daughter's important stuff, like her breathing machine and stuff like that, away. Um, so I still had some stuff in there, traces of my daughter, in there. And I was thinking about, of course, thinking about her and stuff like that, and then, you know, I just started feeling like, well, God is being quiet about my daughter, so I'm gonna just say, they say no news is good news, and just hope for the best and stuff like that, leave it at that. But God knows the type of mother I am, baby. I don't want to be no part time and all that. I want to be actively involved, and I want to, if you don't want me a part at all, then I'm trying to step back. I'm trying to respect. But if you got somebody that's on another end trying to help you and basically not encouraging you to honor me, um, of course, and honor yourself, but I'm just speaking biblically where the Bible says, kids need to honor their parents. Um, then I feel like I have to remove myself from that because you already knew I didn't want no parts of them. And so, but like I said, baby, definitely feeling willing to do it. I guess it's one of them things where you like, I hope I don't have to, but I don't know. I don't even really feel that. I feel like I'm more willing, period. Like, because if it comes down to weighing this or that, it's like, I'd rather do this than to experience any of that. Any of that. Not a small bit of that, not none of that. So, I know I'm talking like I'm all over the place because I know what I want to say, but feel like I can't say, and I know what I'm feeling right now, and I still can't even really describe how that dream and stuff really made me feel, like in a deeper manner. Um, and I'm just trying to perk up, wake up, perk up, all that good stuff. And I need to be checking my emails. That's what I came back here for too. Um, but yeah, just trying to still process this stuff as well because it's like, oh, it's like, Lord, I didn't know I got myself in such a sticky situation or sticky situations where I feel like I gotta make certain decisions that I know I wouldn't have to, of course. I feel like, of course, if I didn't have children with them, but at the same time, and that stuff, honestly, let's just say, well, I have done it, but let's just say you was involved with somebody long term and you don't have children with them. Um, I don't know how. And then you're no longer involved with them. I don't know what it's really like to have that kind of connection with somebody. I've had connections with people where I didn't just have children with them. Or I'm gonna just say I've had sex with people that I didn't just have children with, but I didn't have sex with them on a long term basis. As long as I carried on being with both my children's so called dads or whatever. So, I'm sorry, I'm checking some of my emails trying to see what's going on. And this is so funny because to me it was details of a dream, and now a school is reaching out to me about my kids or whatever. Because I have, they're in homeschool. I still sometimes put them on the list to for quote unquote public school or whatever. I don't know. My son did express that he wanted to go to public school this year, and I was like, boy, you don't get your boy if you don't, because the way y'all so called dad, baby, I tried to buy tickets from somewhere, and the bank just kept on declining the funds or whatever, so now they done canceled it. But yeah, the way y'all so called dad left y'all set up. Because I can't, I choose to deal with the people that I've been dealing with, but them other outsiders or whatever, like school teachers, principals, and stuff, if I feel like I'm gonna have an attitude with them, and not just for the sake of having an attitude, but because they doing some shady stuff, and or they're not, they don't want to be held accountable, they don't want me to point their stuff out, then I'm gonna remove my kids from that school. That's the type of mother I am. Other parent, and because I'm able to. Um, so like I said, my boys got to also, what resources y'all so called dad left y'all to deal with or have. That's how we gotta move. So I don't know about no public school until, I mean, even though I want him to go because I want him to have a social life and friends and this, that, and the third, but I just it got to be done right. Anyways, I'm reading this again. So they recently, I didn't attempt to transfer no funds from no bank. Bank declined the funds. Transfer on May 6, 2022 for a second time. We have canceled this transaction because the transfer from your bank account failed. Great. So I should see the funds in my bank and give me my money back. You know what I'm saying? But they might take it because I was already behind. Everybody trying to remind me of payments that's supposed to be received. I'm not saying I don't care, but I'm feeling like I don't care. But yeah, so I just want to talk about this so bad. Anyway, I was reading another email, so pardon me. Anyway, they ain't talking about nothing that I want to be talking about today. What I do want to talk about is this food and get into it. I'm about to get off of here. I just was trying to speak about the so-called moves that my children's so-called other parents have spoke to have made. I didn't want to get off of here and then turn around and get back on because I still feel like I had stuff to talk about. Because the last time I did that, I still felt like I had something to speak about. But earlier when I was on another video and I was like, I was like, wait a minute, I do what? Because I don't agree in, you know what I'm saying? Because it felt like marriage and vows and stuff like that. And it's, of course, when I say I'm willing, I'm committing to that. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be careful because you want to be careful what you sign up for or re-sign up for or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But especially if you don't have to, if you feel tricked into and pressured. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I feel. I felt a little pressured, slightly. And I think even if you feel the slightest, you probably shouldn't make that decision. You need to know that this is what you want to do for yourself or what you're supposed to do, whatever the case may be. But baby, I felt pressure. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm at the mercy of of whoever, whatever this is. You know what I'm saying? Not just anybody, but this part, what the details that I know. I don't feel like I ain't have no choice, but at the same time, I felt like I needed to still be the one to say I'm willing to do this. But yeah, I'm willing to do. It's still a certain thing that I'm willing to do this, but I don't feel like I'm willing to, and it. I'm gonna just say this. It would involve like reconciling in a certain type of way with my daughter's so-called dad, and that's why I'm like I don't want to do that. I'm willing to. I feel like I'm willing to have to be around him at certain places and stuff like that, but I'm not. I don't feel like I'm willing to, definitely think about being linked up to him again. It's so funny because somebody was on a post and they were saying, are y'all going back to y'all baby daddy, just that and the third? And one of them was like, I did, and we grown, and I ain't got no new bodies on me. And I'm trying to tell you, a long time ago, I liked that. I wanted to, I thought like that too. And I'm not saying this person is wrong in their thinking at all. I'm saying, hey, you probably onto something, but honey, it takes a lot to get there. Cause honey, I'm just gonna keep it real. I'd be rather death overtake somebody, and preferably them, than me to be going back once I get to the place of like I don't gotta be around you no more, and I don't want to. I ain't never really felt like I gotta be around nobody, but I feel like I chose to be around them quite often because of my loyalty. Like, okay, I'm loyal. I'm a loyal person, so why wouldn't I try to stick with you and rock with you and this, that, and the third? I thought that's what, and I did think and believe that's what we supposed to do, and not to say that we ain't supposed to have nobody, include nobody else, but can we? I just always felt like, can we establish what it is we got going on, and then we can include, you know, whoever and however. Can we come up with a plan over here and let's get it off the ground? Instead of y'all just trying to say, oh, we need somebody else on this team. And no, 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 baby. So anyway, that's what that is. Yeah, and it was one time when my boys' so-called dad, it almost felt like a dream, but he was telling me, "Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta do this with somebody, and you gotta let this occur." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I don't know what. Yeah, and I was like, "What?" And he didn't tell me who it was, and I'm like, "Huh?" Like that shit is so damn weird to me. And you are a weird MF for even dare asking me that, or referencing that to me. And I'm like, what? And I'm saying that because I started to think, is he talking about my daughter's so-called dad or whatever? Because I don't know, because I feel like they was I guess communicating. Honey, everybody been communicating on the phone and stuff outside and around me, just not trying to include me. Anyway, I'm still thinking about that dream or whatever, so I'm just like, not trying to get depressed or anything. I'm about to get up and get a change of pace going on. I gotta wash some white clothes today, so do that and figure out what's for brunch. And my other son need to get up and do his work, cause yeah. Anyway, I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. I'm sure I'll be back on here because this has been like a hot. I don't want to call it a hot topic, but like this thing that's going on. It's trying to linger.